I don't know the reason why people will just encompass everything together and call it marriage. If it's English speaking, we'll call it tautology. Like, you will do traditional marriage, you will do white wedding, and you still do court marriage, and you still join reception. 4 in 1. Apart from his economic waste, is also stupidity and foolishness. Because I know about cultural relativism, but I'm not an ethnocentric person. But we cannot borrow people's culture and think it's going to work over here in Africa. Not only in Africa. They say there's different stroke for different folks. White for the white wedding. Indigenous people or traditional people for the traditional wedding. Court wedding should be assigned to the British. It is not our culture. There is a lot of disadvantage or disadvantages concerning all this type of marriage. As a young man that wants to get married, I will advise you to only do traditional marriage, which entails you meeting the parents of your would-be wife. If the parents are no more alive, you meet their kinsmen or anybody they relate with as their father, and do the tradition and take your wife home and live in peace. Because the rate of divorce now in this our country is too much, and this is by imbibing Western culture into our life. We are traditional people, we are indigenous people. When you go and do white wedding, there is a lot of things that comes with white wedding. When you go and do court marriage, there is a lot of things that come with court marriage. Apart from economic waste, risk base is too high, because most of the women now, they take advantage of this court marriage, or what they call it, a registrar marriage or white wedding, especially the ones they did in Orthodox churches like Catholic and Anglican, because that place, you go there thinking you are just going to do marriage celebration, they will still give you those court registry certificates. They'll smuggle it inside it, and you will bind yourself and waste your life for nothing. Because all these things gives hedge to the women. My advice goes to the men. If you want to get married, take your wife to their parents, see their parents, and seek for their hands in marriage. And once they accept, you go and do the traditional marriage. Forget about the white wedding, forget about the court wedding. It's a problem. Most women now take advantage of court wedding and traditional wedding. They will begin to disrespect you. They begin to measure with you. They begin to kind of trying to see what they will take out of you, especially when you are the breadwinner. They want to share everything you have with you. They want to even kill you. Some will even go to the extent of killing you to take your property. Some even at a time they will seek for divorce. So they will hold you in ransom. Let me reiterate, I'm not saying it's every woman. There's good women out there, but 99% of women are like that. Because what is happening in the Western world, where the court wedding and the white wedding is permissive, where they permitted it, you can see that no marriage even lasts 1 year there. Because once you're rich, they jump in and jump out, divorce you, take something from you, go to another place. Even some of our people, Nigerians, that got married and take their wife there, you see a lot of their wife pushing them out of their house. You see a lot of their wife taking all what they have, even to the extent that some of them will end up killing their wife. Then in African country here, it's vice versa. Most time the woman will kill the husband. If you are too rich, she will kill you, poison you gradually until you die. he will take your properties. Even when they poison you and you refuse to die, if you are strong, like people like me, while you are alive, they will start dragging your property, take all your documents. If you must do white wedding, or if you must go to court with any woman, ask her to sign what they call prenuptial agreement. Let them sign that if they decide to divorce tomorrow, whatever she brought to the marriage, she will take it. Whatever you brought to the marriage, you will take it. He will not encroach your property or your money or be asking you for any settlement. Everybody goes by themselves. If the person signed that prenuptial agreement, the person is going to last in that marriage. Because even all this court marriage and white wedding is a setup to even some good ladies too. Because some ladies that are good, when they do all these things, other ladies that are bad begin to advise them the advantage they have over their husband, because it seems the white wedding and the court marriage gives woman edge over the man. And because of that, the woman will now be misbehaving, thinking the man will not divorce her because the man will lose terribly, thinking that a lot of things will come up. She stands to gain a lot of things from the man before he starts to go and look for another man that he will destroy too. But without all this white wedding and without court wedding, most of the women will respect their husband and keep their home. Even when the man is stupid, they will be able to manage the man. I am not saying that every man is good, but I know that any man that comes to seek your hand in marriage, come to your family to seek your hand in marriage, there's many other women out there, and he sees all of them before coming to you. That means you are best out of others. I don't think the man will purposely want to kick you out tomorrow. And I don't think if you're respectful and be behaving like a married woman, the man will want to kick you out tomorrow. No. Most men loves, women doesn't love. When women love, is something great, but they can twist at any time. When they say there's a thin line between love and hate, they are talking about women. The way they love you is the way they will hate you. And anytime they're always in a quest to look for a better, greener pasture, a better man or anything. And once they get that, they will be looking down on their husband. And this will bring problem in the marriage. And because they know that if the man is wealthy, they will ask for settlement, or they can take some things from the man, so they don't care. I am not saying that all women are bad. I am not saying all men are good. But what I advise every African is that if you want to get married, do only traditional marriage and take your wife home and marry her very well. Go and check all the marriages that stopped at traditional marriage. 95 of them is still working today. Only 5% divorce, maybe domestic violence and other stuff. Otherwise, every other thing works perfectly. But in court marriage and white wedding, there is 95% divorce. Only 5% is working. So I advise you, young man, young woman, only go and do traditional marriage and go and enjoy your marriage and forget all this nonsense. Because you know, when you do only traditional marriage, if you have problem with your husband, it's customary court that will decide it. And customary court doesn't give room for any nonsense. Customary court doesn't give room for any nonsense. It's a patrilineal society. Patrilineal society have lived so long up to date. But when you call it matrilineal, it's messed up. When you bring feminism into marriage, it's messed up. When you bring court marriage and white wedding into marriage, it's messed up. But when it's traditional, everything remains like that. So that's my piece of advice to you Gen Zs, the youths. Go and enjoy your marriage and do traditional marriage. Thank you.